Last time on Homestuck Alternate Universe. June Egbert, after a close defeat at the hands of nuclear imps, regroups at her house. But trouble is brewing and 3 massive ogre enemies are at her doorstep. Can June and Nana best these new foes with June's new breath-based shield powers? Meanwhile, Dave Sprite is traveling across the medium with his estranged brother, trying to defeat the dreadful Bec Noir. Are 2 brothers enough to defeat this devious demon? The scratch is at hand. Dave, Jade, June, and Rose are trying to give their game a second chance, but could these trials prove too great? Your name is June Egbert. June! Nana cries from behind you. You turn just in time to see the fist of a nuclear ogre swinging down like a guillotine. You roll out of the way, dragging your massive rocket hammer with you just in time to see the ogre's fist crash into the ground, making a crater in your front lawn. There are 3 ogres in total. One of them is plenty to make you tired, but dealing with 3 at once seems impossible. You haven't had a chance to raise your hammer in all the time spent dodging their attacks. Ogres this massive shouldn't be allowed to be fast, too. That seems like it ought to be against the rules. Fuck off, you cry, sick of being on the back foot. You press a button on the side of the hammer, and its head hisses steam from its vents as a flame erupts from the back, propelling it off the ground. You guide its trajectory clumsily toward the ogre's face, feeling it stop short of the ogre's body with a clang. The ogre cries out in pain. It didn't strike his face as intended, but his elbow is now at an odd, dislocated angle. Ha! You weasel laugh and jump into the air, hitting the rocket propulsion button once again. This time your jump is timed with the rocket, and as you jump, you're dragged into the air, leaping 10 feet up before swinging the hammer forward and slamming it into the ogre's face like you first intended. There's a strangled guttural cry, and the ogre explodes into grist. Sadly, gravity drags you further down, and you slam into your long chest first, feeling your breath exit your lungs like a Capri Sun pouch being squeezed flat. The other 2 ogres who are swatting at Nana make a cry of rage seeing their comrade fall. You force yourself to your feet, dragging your hammer along, arms burning from swinging the massive thing around. You feel great. In spite of the pain and scars, you feel good. Fighting feels good, winning feels good, being strong feels better than ever you felt before. Get away from her, you cry, as a single-horned ogre strikes Nana in the torso, sending her flying into the side of your house. The wall crumbles in on itself, giving you a glimpse of your kitchen. You switch on the hammer again. This time you remain on the ground, holding the hammer by its handle so it spins you in a circle with you as its locus. You lean toward the one-horned ogre, and the spinning hammer strikes him in the shin with a sickening crunch, breaking bone and carapace. Dizzy, you stumble, feeling the hammer leave your grip, falling some feet away, skidding along your front driveway. Mr. One-Horn uses this chance to smack you, but at the last moment you take a sharp breath, your breathing-based shield shimmering across your body. The ogre focused on Nana has 2 horns jutting from his temples. You see him pull Nana's blue body from the rubble like a doll, knocking over more of the kitchen wall in his clumsiness. Hey, that's your house! Hey, you scream. One horn is still alive, but you ignore him in order to get Nana free from 2 horns' grip. You leap into the air, propelled by a tailwind, finding yourself gliding higher than you imagined you could ever jump. The ogre must be at least the size of a bus, its head the shape of a watermelon and the girth of a baker's oven. But your fist collides with him with enough force to make him fall on his side, letting Nana go. If your intention was to save your house from more pummeling, you fail, its walls falling away like papier-mâché as the ogre collapses into it. Nana bursts forth from the rubble near you, gasping at the wanton destruction of your home. "Nana," you call to her, "I have an idea!" You point to the sky, towards the first gate shimmering above. Nana looks up and nods, seeming to understand. You dash back to your hammer on the driveway and grip the handle tight. Nana follows and grasps you under the arms around the chest, lifting you heavily into the sky, your hammer hanging. At the apex of your flight, you press the button, and Nana releases you, gravity beginning to act in tandem with the rocket. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen laws of gravity and motion, as you fall, you begin to spin, head over heels. You call out in shock as your body and the hammer form a wheel in the air, spinning faster and faster as gravity drags you down. In the brief moment between Nana letting you go and your inevitable impact, the horned ogres exchange a look of bewilderment. Your whole body feels the impact, shaking up the handle, then up your arms, then into your chest and out your legs. The hammer pummels the one horned ogre in the head, the hammer's head passing through the exploding beast like it was thin air, continuing into the chest of Two Horn, ricocheting off his chest as he tumbles in freefall off the edge of the cliff your house resides upon. Now all that's left are the last few feet of your descent. Your triumphant cheer turns into a frightened, "Oh fuck!" as you feel the impact of your body with the roof of your house, activating your breath shield to try to save yourself from the impact of bursting through the ceiling and onto the floor of your living room, in front of your fireplace and sofa. Even though you were shielded, half the impact still made its way into your bones from your late response. Aches blossom from every corner of your body, like every bone in your arms and legs is getting its own migraine. Luckily for you, your shield is still active when the rest of the house begins to crumble around you. In the dark, you feel dizzy and confused, your head still spinning from the wheeling of your hammer attack. There's a weight on you from above that your body can't move on its own. The weight of your house collapsed on top of you.
"June!"
You hear Nana's muffled voice in the faint shifting of wood. A moment passes, and your Nana pulls a heavy cracked board off your legs, and you gain enough freedom to burst through the rubble and cough, wheezing as Nana drags you from your cratered lawn, hammer still clutched in your hand. We did it, you wheeze, spread eagle on the grass. Nana doesn't respond, her back to you. You sit up and follow her gaze, eyes widening at the destruction you see. Your house is in shambles. The place you grew up, transplanted to a new medium and a plane of existence, with you from birth to adulthood. It has been bisected in two, caved in on itself in splintered wood and pink insulation. There's a small fire in the kitchen near the oven, and a water main is spewing a weak trickle from what once was your bathtub. We did it, Nana echoes beside you. Her voice is steely and quiet, sad and contemplative. You sit next to her for a long moment, the healing powers of your brand new suit mending your aching bones. But what's been broken here can't be fixed with cookie magic. Nana, you place a hand on her shoulder. She doesn't turn away from the house right away. You feel a connection open between the two of you, watching the house you both once lived in crumble like wet crackers. You stand, shrugging your hammer over your shoulder. You reach a hand out and she reaches out too. You hold hands and pull her into a hug, her warm, matronly figure shimmering faintly. If not for that hug, you simply might have begun to cry.
Nana, there's something I need to do,
you whisper.
I know, dear,
she says, trying to bring the smile back onto her face.
I can take you there, but I can't come with you. I want to stay here a little longer. But...
You begin to speak, but Nana places a ghostly finger to your lips.
I'm an old woman, she says. Adventuring is for the young. You go, look forward, carve out your own life. As for me, I'm going to find my son. When you're through with your little adventure, Maybe we can find him together.
The two of you stare at each other for a long moment. Part of you wants to follow her and find your dad, but another part of you knows you can't. You're on the path to become stronger now. Going back is impossible.
I'll take you to Typhoeus,
says Nana, holding both hands in yours.
But after that, it's goodbye.
Nana squeezes her eyes shut, wiping them. She gathers you into her arms, and you both fly towards destiny. You are no longer June Egbert. Your name is, as of recently, not Dave. Your name used to be Dave Strider, then it was briefly Dave Sprite, and now that there's a second, more legitimate Dave out there, you have chosen by necessity to get a new name. What that name will be is anyone's guess. Right now, you're following your brother through empty space after a nuclear dog demon. Is he getting away? You call out to your brother, trailing behind him, your one remaining wing folded by your side. No, Bro replies in a cold voice. Indeed, the demon isn't getting away at all. Each time it gets far enough away, it glances over its black-shelled shoulder and slows down, allowing you and your bro to catch up. He's baiting us, you say warily. Bro nods grimly in response. You wonder what the other Dave is up to now. Surely he's making money moves on the stock market and getting rich. Come to think of it, why are you following Bro? He's been nothing but cruel to you all your life. You could be helping Dave score sick loot in safety. You don't know why you don't turn away, but you keep close to Bro's back. You've gone too far now not to see this through. A planet is getting closer, gray in color, speckles of dark blue emerging from its surface, covered by a thin layer of clouds. The land of wind and shade, June's land. Why is the demon leading you both there? In a puff of mist, the demon Jack Noir disappears behind the veil of clouds, and shortly after, you and Bro follow. After a brief wash of gray, you emerge on the other side of the billows, several hundred feet above Loas. The demon is waiting, streaking down the side of a mountain near one of the many black-colored lakes, rainbow patterns shimmering across their surface. Oil, says Bro simply, looking down at the oceans. The demon waits in a field on the side of the ocean, oil waves lapping the shore, lazier and more viscous than water waves. The sound is different than ocean waves, too, slick and sticky, just like the atmosphere between you and the demon. The demon, who up until now has been a chatterbox, is staring you both down with cold precision. Bro says nothing, and you mirror his silence. The road ends here, Bro says. The demon scoffs. To your surprise, he lowers his sword. The demon calmly crouches, placing his hand in the lapping oil waves. A moment later, with the sound of a thunderclap, you're sent sprawling onto your back as the oil ocean in its entirety is engulfed in neon green flame. The din of the fire is deafening, but the demon isn't trying to simply frighten you and your brother. As you and your bro scramble to your feet in your case being metaphorical, you see the demon leap into the flaming sea in a swan dive. Whatever he's doing, it doesn't bode well. There's a groan from below the depths, and the flaming ocean bubbles and froths, the fires on its surface seeming to spin and wheel about as if being sucked down a massive drain pipe. In the middle is the demon, absorbing the green flame into himself like a great and terrible vacuum. With a final gasp, the demon sucks the fire from the ocean's surface, the towering inferno reduced to a fast-spreading carpet of fire in the seas and the coasts, a green scar on the landscape. The demon roars, spewing hot nuclear fire from its muzzle, shouting as you and Bro leap out of the way of its viridian breath. The beast on Lohak was lazy and annoyed, but now the demon appears to be taking the fight seriously. Bro lunges, and where before he may have connected a cut to the demon's body, he now swipes thin air, wincing from the intense heat radiating from Bec Noir. You support as best you can with orange beams, but they seem ineffective against this powered-up monstrosity. The demon is now outright ignoring you, your beams fizzling out as soon as touching his carapace skin. War of attrition is no longer an option in this fight you've been sucked into. You need a plan, fast, otherwise you and your brother will be burnt alive. You look around frantically for some leverage. There's nothing obvious, just blue grass and small stones lining the beach edge, but you do notice something. Each time the demon spews fire, the sand around where the flames lick are turned into sandy, cloudy yellow glass. You see a stone sunk a few inches of it, suspending in the shimmering, solidifying metal. You act. You fly up, following Beth with your eyes as he weaves in and out of Bro's strikes, waiting for the chance to dive bomb. This time, you're not going for a sneak attack. You want the demon to see you nice and clearly. A howling shout leaves your mouth, and you're surprised to hear that it sounds like the calling of a crow. Both the demon and your brother wheel around at you in equal confusion, and the demon braces himself to be struck in the chest. He unleashes his fire breath, but you're not aiming where he thinks you're going. You dive low between his legs, and with his breath he follows your body, blowing flame at his feet. You hit the sand behind the demon, rolling on the ground a few times in a flurry of feathers before you look back. The demon is trying to turn to face you, but his legs jerk uselessly. To your triumph, you see the demon's feet are encased in the yellow glass. His own fire has wrought. You briefly wonder if that's how glass works before dismissing the thought.
"Good job, Crow Boy,"
cries your brother as the demon is left squirming in anger. Judging by the way the glass encasing his ankles is cracking, this trick will only work for a few more moments, but that's all your brother needs. Time for one strike. Bro lunges, jabbing into the demon's already gouged eye, causing the beast to wail and thrash like a caged animal, shaking your brother loose, Bro's hands releasing his sword, leaving it sunk several inches into the demon's eye, green fire pouring from the wound. Was it enough? There's a scream of a type you've never heard before, abject and puerile hatred, rambling, animalistic, primal rage. The demon breaks free of the glass and turns to face you, freezing you in place with a singular eye of malice. The demon inhales, its chest heaving. With its hand, it yanks on the sword, discarding it in the sand. Bro is sprinting head over heels towards the sword, hand outstretched. "Crow!" he screams as the dog beast exhales not flame, but a single point of concentrated green fire like a bullet, trailing hot, searing air behind it. It smells like hot metal, and it's aimed right between your eyes. Your eyes close slowly. In the moment between the nuclear bullet being fired and it reaching you, calm washes over you, time unfolding itself as inevitability overtakes you. You have no agency left. All there is to do is accept fate. The world quiets. Flames crackle on the surface of the oil lake. Sand crunches underfoot. The flap of wings is heard, and a great weight presses down above you, warm and comforting. Is this what it feels like to die? Your back hits the sand, and the weight on your chest cools. You open your eyes. You're not dead. You're on your back, looking up into the sky as the demon flies away.
"He's getting away,"
you croak to Bro. The weight upon you shifts as you struggle to get from underneath it, shoving the heavy thing away. It slumps on the ground like a sack of flour.
"He's getting away,"
you repeat, looking around. Bro isn't there. You swallow. You turn to face the heavy thing. It's shaped like a human, limp like a doll, lifeless and silent. A tiny pinprick of green stains its white shirt, smoldering and crackling with the energy of the bullet meant for you. Time stops as you stare at the face-down body, lit by the green flames. It looks so peaceful, so relaxed, totally unlike the tense, taciturn man you knew as your brother. Feelings well up in your chest, and you feel like you may cry, but at the last moment, they drain away as if a plug has been pulled. You smell the burning oil and feel the crunch of glass. Bro's sword, stuck in the sand, is plucked by your unthinking hand as you fly away, your mind blank. You are no longer Crow Strider.
We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. So keep smiling through, just like you always do. Tell the blue skies drive those dark clouds away. Well, we'll meet again. Don't know where, and I don't know when.